ability for, the price to, like appreciate and whatnot. Yeah, I was just kind of trying to get your opinion on that as far as what you think.
All right, so if you're gonna buy the house for yourself, you want to make sure you can afford the monthly payment by yourself for that first year of living there. And then if you want to turn it into a rental, you're going to want to make sure that the rent prices in the area are going to cover your mortgage, 10% for maintenance, 10% for something breaking, and maybe 10% for property management. And
Yeah.
you also might want to make $100 or $200 to build that account up to do it again, or you want to have a little bit of cash flow. And I'm sure in Florida, man, I heard Florida is a market kind of like Michigan, where it's kind of expensive to rent.
Into that as well, see what average rent prices are and stuff like that, see where would be the best place to buy.
Yeah, man, that's what I would do is, so you have your target market, you want military renters because you can go to their first shirt or, their supervisor and let them know they're not paying rent. That was something that I liked. I had someone I could call if my person wasn't paying their bills. I would look around those bases. I would try to find houses that my mortgage would come out to where I had enough to pay those 10% and maybe cash flow a little bit, because you already have your target client or your target tenants, and now you can find a house that they're going to be interested in. A 15-year mortgage is going to be double what a 30 or that's not true because of interest, but you can expect your 15-year mortgage to be a lot more than your 30-year mortgage.
So that's what I was going to ask. If I a 30-year mortgage, but I'm paying just like, if I apply for a 30-year mortgage just to have the lower monthly payments and then just pay extra on it, like, is that something?
I wouldn't do it personally because my goal is to have a tenant paying my mortgage for me. So if it's not coming out of my pocket, I would rather have the 30-year mortgage for a really cheap price. Because honestly, man, if you buy a house, VA loan, have the seller pay for it, you got into that house for $500. Why even mess with it if you have someone else paying the loan down and the appreciation's going up?
So you're saying you would recommend a 30-year mortgage?
Yeah, because it's just cheap money, man. And like, it didn't cost me anything to get it. It cost me $500, and I haven't really even paid for the house. My tenant has.
That's another thing.
If I were paying it and I wanted to have a house that I owned, yeah, I'd look into a 15-year mortgage if it made sense and I could afford it.
Okay. If you don't mind me asking, what did you pay for your first house?
I paid $130.
Okay. Yeah, that's about the max I was looking.
Yeah, I paid market value.
When I started looking down here, I seen more into maybe the 100 to 130,000 price range for like a house that I actually like didn't have to do too much work on and shit like that. So
do you think you could find some good military tenants who are going to want to, live in those houses that are 50 to 80?
I think it would. I'd have to do, I have to do more searching. Like I said, I haven't searched too much. I joined some Facebook groups as far as off-market sales that are, going on and stuff like that. So I joined some Facebook groups to get a look at that. But if you had any other recommendations of apps to look on, I know she was saying something about agents have the access to the MSL or something like that.
It's the MLS. It's a multiple listing service. And as an agent, when you get a new listing, you have to put it into that. You have
Okay.
the MLS, and then the MLS feeds it to realtor.com, Zillow, all these other websites.
Okay.
So what I suggest is that I'm going to start looking around for a real estate agent for you down there.
Okay.
He's going to set you up on a search through that MLS, and you're going to give him your criteria. So you said you liked ranches, and you would want a 2-car garage, 3-bedroom minimum, 2-bath minimum, because you're probably going to get a family in that house.
Yeah.
So you let him know that criteria, and you let him know the radiuses that you're looking, and he'll put that into the MLS. And when someone lists a house that matches that, it'll be emailed to you automatically. And so you'll be first email. You like once that property hits, you're first one, just like all the other buyers who have that criteria.
Okay, absolutely. And you said you were going to look into an agent. I got recommended an agent from one of my buddies.
If he's good, man, I definitely suggest going with him.
Yeah, I just I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, you've dealt with obviously more people than I have, so I don't know what to say would be a good agent and what wouldn't be a good agent.
Florida agents that I've ever done a deal with. So
you what?
have any Florida agents that I've ever worked a transaction with or have had a client work a transaction with them to where I could like vouch for them.
Okay.
I have people who I like, if he wasn't servicing you right, you'd call me and then I would let him know, hey, I'm going to go get another agent for him if you're not going to take care of him.
Okay.
That's what I would be able to provide.
Okay. Makes sense. What are you right now? Like, are you an agent or?
Yeah, I'm an agent. I'm licensed in Michigan, but my broker allows me to work nationally with other agents. So like I would find you an agent through my brokerage, and if they're slacking, you let me know. You pretty much have me either way. If you work with your friend's agent, you can call me anytime. There's some differences in the laws, but for the most part, a transaction has the same process.
Would you benefit off of finding me an agent?
I would charge them a referral fee if I found them one.
Oh, absolutely. I'll definitely help you out. If you find one for me, let me know. A good agent or responsible or is going to take care of me kind of thing.
Charging someone a referral fee, I kind of take responsibility to be part of the transaction, helping you get it.
Okay, absolutely.
So like you would have me and whoever I refer to you if you had any questions.
If you want to look around, man, I'll definitely go with what you got, especially if it'll help you out. I'm always down to help you out. So.
Well, I appreciate that, and I'll start looking today, man. I actually emailed a guy. His name's Ricky Caruth. I get my training from him. Really, I just suggest, man, if you're looking for an agent, they need to answer their phones or tell you they're going to give you a call back at, I'll get right back to you at this time. You know what I'm saying? They need to show up on time. Personally, I think so. Like, or let you know I'm running late. Just honestly, integrity, service, and excellence.
Absolutely.
That's pretty much all I look for if I were to have an agent work for me. Get you that pre-approval letter. I'll work on finding you an agent. I'll try to find a couple, man. So if someone's slacking, we'll have other options. And another thing I would do, man, I would go to all the bases around you, and I would join those groups too.
Okay, as far as like what would I be looking for?
In Kansas, McConnell had a page for buy, sell, and trade. And so people would post houses or rentals out there all the time. So that might tell you what rent's going for or what military members are willing to pay.
Okay, so like buy, sell, trade, Eglin Air Force Base, buy, sell, trade, Herbert Field Air Force Base kind of thing?
Exactly.
Okay.
Like VA loans have super strict requirements for the condition of the house. So you can't really buy a beat house because it's a government loan and their appraisals are pretty much just like inspections.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to find a house that is like just is old looking, but just needs some paint and some updating and has good structure, good safety.
Yeah, something that passes an inspection.
That's what I was going to ask. How does the inspection work for the VA? Like, does someone from the VA come out and inspect or?
They send out an appraiser after you do your own inspection. So
okay.
When you write an offer, you get an inspection contingency period. And it's pretty much saying this offer is valid if you give me 10 days to go inspect this property. If I'm not happy with the inspection, I can back out and I can get my earnest money back.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, absolutely. And if I had like an agent, would they be able to come with me for that kind of stuff to be able to look at the inspection and whatnot with me? If
he doesn't, then we don't have a good agent.
Okay. Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. Okay. I think you answered all my questions, man. I just wanted to, touch base with you, get an idea, just to double check. What's that?
That's great questions.
I said I'm looking to spend, so let's just say like 130,000 kind of thing. This is how I've been told, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I've been told that they give you a dollar amount. So let's just say they run your credit and they pre-approve you for $400,000. You can split that $400,000 up into multiple properties, or is that?
Yeah, you don't have to use the whole approval amount. What I would do is find the criteria that you want for a potential rental property. So like if I were to buy a house in Kansas again, man, I'm looking for the same exact thing. I want a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and I want my mortgage to be around 900 because I know the rent can go for 12. So you just got to figure out what rental markets you want to be in.
Okay.
You can estimate what you could get for rent if you were to move out of that house, and then buy around that criteria to make that criteria work. So $130,000 house, my mortgage was $930, so I'm going to be looking for a house in areas where I can get at least $1,200 in rent. like low for, I'm cutting it close. You know, I should be charging $1,400 a month for that house.
Yeah, but you said obviously you have a good tenant and whatnot.
And you want to have the nicest rental at the best price, and you'll get the best tenant where you're not overextending yourself is my suggestion.
What was that? I was talking, so it cut out.
So you want to be able to afford that house without overextending yourself.
Okay, absolutely. Yeah.
I kind of did that. I left a very nice apartment. We were only paying like $6 something for rent. Didn't have to worry about anything. And then we went and bought a house where our mortgage is 9 and my BAH was only 9. So
Yeah.
Close, but we ended up getting roommates, and that kind of cut the cost.
Okay, yeah, that's another thing is that I'm planning on, you know, I want to buy a house where I can afford it by myself, but I do plan on definitely, more than likely, most of the time that I live there, I would like to have a roommate. So
it would just be a bonus.
Yeah.
Differently, I would make sure that I could afford it on my own first, and if I did bring a roommate, it'd just be a bonus on top.
What would you recommend percentage-wise coming off of my total income?
I'd probably should be taking financial advice from you, bro. But they always suggest in a perfect world that your mortgage would be about 30%.
How much?
30% of your income.
Agent and all that stuff, he'll be able to, you know, break down what my mortgage would be and all that stuff.
I can do it for you. Let's see. I'll send this to you right now. Let's say you bought, and this is just an estimate. Once like everything goes through, they'll send you a document letting you know what your real costs are, but this is pretty close for the most part. So let's say we were buying VA. Let's say we wanted to buy, let's say 140, just to give you more options.
Okay.
Payment 0%. Interest rate they say is about a 4.65 right now. It's because the market's crazy right now, man. Mortgages are really crazy right now.
Yeah.
Let's say we do a 30-year mortgage. Do you have an idea what annual taxes would be in that area?
I'm not sure. I don't think they do state taxes in Florida.
With every property you go to see, there's going to be a property tax in the MLS listing. Your agent, so that's why every house is different, because your agents should run one of these for you, showing you with the annual taxes, because the annual taxes get thrown into your mortgage.
Yeah.
Monthly basis. So let's say they're $2,000, and let's say that you closed on the house in July. So you're looking at a monthly payment at $140 of $964 with a property taxes at $2,000, and you would need to bring to closing $4,300. But at $140,000 using a VA loan, you can ask the seller to cover up to 4% closing costs, which is fixed $5,600. So you can literally maybe walk away from the closing table with money.
Okay.
Because if the seller can contribute up to $5,600 and your closing costs are only $4,367, they can pay all your closing costs for you.
Okay, absolutely. And that's just something I would be able to go over with my agent kind of thing whenever the time comes.
Yeah, exactly. It would be with your agent, but I would pretty much let your agent know that that's what we want to happen, unless you're comfortable paying closing costs.
I'd rather not. I feel like all my friends who used the VA loan got their closing costs covered from what I've heard so far.
But it depends, though, because if you find the perfect house and there's 3 other offers on it, the seller's probably not going to be willing to cover your closing costs.
Okay.
So build your investment criteria and then buy a house around that.
Okay.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And it's
okay, cool. Yeah.
I'm not an expert at this stuff. This is just stuff I've learned along the way, and it's very practical to do. And you're in a situation where you can do it. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that video and found value. I pretty much showed you how you could up your wealth, or at least how my wife and I have done this. Gave you practical strategies that you guys could use. Like I said, I'm not an expert at this. I'm just like you guys. I'm a millennial. I'm a first-time home buyer. Well, I was. And this is very practical, and I think all of you out there could do it. Think about buying 10 of these houses and doing this. That's a better retirement than what your IRA would pay you. For more real estate, action, education, and news, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, where I bring nothing but value to your page.